I'm Dean Berg, and I'm an SEO specialist. If someone were to ask me if marketing strategies are different, whether you're a small company or a large company, I would say it kind of depends. The big things between smaller companies and larger companies it would be two things: vision and budget. Vision and budget kind of determine everything. You might have a client that just wants to reach a small community, and you might have another client that wants to sell 8 products or services in all 50 states, all 14 provinces in Canada, all 32 states in Mexico, in both English and Spanish. Two very different visions, two very different budgets. So it's identifying for yourself as a company what exactly your vision is, and then make it attainable. It's really important to have a good website because several things to consider. First of all, credibility. When somebody goes to the internet, in essence, they have a problem and they're trying to solve that problem. And so when they respond to an internet search and they land on your website, you have about 10 seconds or less to let them know that you can solve their problem. And so it's very important not to be clever in the information on your website, but to be clear, extremely clear. So that in that 10 seconds or less, someone knows this company can solve my problem. Then they have the decision to make whether to go further down into your information. And this is where having a quality layout, quality information, everything there that the customer needs, they can answer their questions clearly. The big thing you want to go for is credibility. When people don't know you, they have what we call natural apprehensions. And so you want to do whatever you can to diffuse natural apprehensions as quickly as possible. And two ways to do that are with the type of photography that you're using and the way your content is written. In today's culture, it's almost like people will look at two websites, and if one website looks better than another website, it's almost like people automatically think, well, this website looks better, therefore this must be a better company. And so that's the first thing to consider. Also, we'll always look at it this way. When you're marketing online and people say they're doing a search, you've got different kinds of people that'll use the internet. You'll have what we call general shoppers, and then they're just in a hurry, they're impulse shoppers, they're just trying to find something quick, and then you'll have research shoppers. Research shoppers usually are those who are going to spend more money. So the more money someone's going to spend, the more research they'll do. And when they do that research, they'll go from website to website to website. So we'll always say it this way: you'll want your website to look as good as or better than your competitors. I've been in the digital marketing space for in our 18th year now. Prior to that, I was one of those kind of guys that way back when the internet was first beginning, I would monitor trends. Who did what did what? How does the internet respond when you do this? If you do these 2 things, how does the internet respond? If you do these 5 things and take these 3 away, how does the internet respond? I was one of those kind of guys to identify search engine trends and how the algorithms function. Being able to look at a rural market versus a high population center market like rural Mississippi versus Las Vegas. How do search engines function in those various population centers like that? I was one of those kind of guys looking at that kind of information. I've been doing it now for 18 years and absolutely love the challenge of it and the competitiveness of it. It's fun. There's a big difference between traditional marketing and digital marketing. Traditional marketing would be like flyers or business cards or what I call billboard sign advertising. You pay X amount of dollars, you get a certain product, in response to that. And a lot of things are more instantaneous. Digital marketing is quite a bit different from that. There's strategies and techniques that are used specifically when you're dealing with search engines, for example. What a search engine does is it's going to look at 150 to 200 different types of data. and it's going to use that data to determine which websites should rank higher than other websites. If you've ever heard Google change their algorithms, an algorithm is a mathematical formula. So the internet's extremely mathematical. And what a search engine does is ascribes a different set of value to different types of information, or what I call indicators. And so when somebody does a search, the information or the value that's associated with those indicators determines which websites will show up better than other ones. So the digital side is a lot different. We're dealing with search engine results. We're dealing with digital advertising or pay-per-click advertising. You're dealing with social media paid ads. So it's a very different form of advertising than, say, traditional marketing. Is digital marketing better than traditional marketing? You're asking the wrong guy. I'll tell you, because I have a bend for digital advertising, so I just kind of go there. When you look at the next 3 generations, all 3 of them are technical generations. So that being shared is they're leaning into the digital space. They're leaning into social media. They're leaning into search engine results. They're leaning into, these elements of marketing. You do have the old school that's more traditional, that looks for flyers and that looks for catalogs and different things like that. And in my opinion, as a business owner, you do want to build a bridge to both. But if you identify your target demographic and they're, say, 50 and under, I would say digital marketing is going to be extremely important, because, like I shared, all 3 of the next generations are tech generations, and that's where they're going to find their information. I kind of have a bridge to both the traditional marketing and the digital marketing. All of the generations coming after me, be it the millennials, the Gen Zers, the Gen Yers, they're all tech generations. And so they're leaning to the digital to find the information that they're looking for. And so if you've identified that your target demographic for what you do, whether it's a product you sell or a service that you provide, if it's to that specific demographic, I would say digital marketing would be the most important space that you could spend your time and your marketing dollars, presenting your company. Is digital marketing more targeted than traditional marketing? Yes. Say, for example, years ago, the word SEO didn't even exist. And so nobody was going to be looking for it, but today they are. And so you can target the terminology SEO in the digital space and specifically target those who are looking for that specific search term. And let's say AI, for example, a few years ago, it didn't exist. Now it exists. And so you can target specifically AI related searches. And as certain buzzwords or buzz phrases change, with digital marketing, you can just flow with those changes, versus traditional marketing, you're kind of stuck with what you put on paper. So in the digital space, you can change things as rapidly as society's changing.